Welcome back, YouTubers. This is going to mean something in a little bit, and more in a week or so when I finish putting it up. That's a big wooden box. It's about, I'm guessing 5 feet by 4 feet by about 2.5 feet up. Oak. All the edges have been, I think I ran the planer down them. Not the planer, yeah, hand planer down them. It's got a top that screws on. And back years ago, I wanted brass cannon. I saved my brass and saved my brass and saved my brass, and I ended up having about 1,200 pounds. Actually, it was bronze, and I had a cannon made. So this box went full of bronze out to Ohio, halfway between there and a trip to Indiana. And the guy made a cannon, which I'm not going to move that much stuff around, but that's the cannon there, and it weighs now 247 pounds, and I sold him the rest. I didn't know how much it was going to take. There's the drive shaft that I haven't put in out of the that goes to the #1 mill. If you're new here, which I'm finding a lot of people are, and they don't really, they'll make mention of this or mention of that, and they don't really realize what's been in the past. And so basically I'm going to give them a little taste of a lot of the junk that's in the past, so they can kind of might want to go back and look at some of the past videos, because they're all still there, and you might find that box on there. You might find the cannon on there. I'm not sure if I've ever done that. I got a lot of things I haven't shown. There's the doghouse, there's the backyard, and all that kind of stuff. That tree that I just cut that you saw was fighting me is that one right down there that's cut off. It was dead standing. So anyhow, this is going to be a quick to get to, whatever. Anyhow, that box is going to become a coffin for a Civil War veteran, and it was kind of requested. So the people that wanted it, and my wife, she does a lot of Civil War stuff. She says, well, my husband can make that because he's got, and I said, well, I got a box that'll work if this is the size they want. And so back and forth talk, and they said it'd be perfect for what they want. So that's kind of what it is. And when we take it up to them, I will take a quick short video, and it'll be more clear to you. Now tomorrow they're supposed to be doing asphalt in the driveway, or this half of the driveway. The other half has been asphalted already, so this is all tore up, and we got to park out there. And there's some, look at those toys, man. I could have a good time. But anyhow, they're gonna put 4 inches of asphalt down here tomorrow. Oh no, here's another little thing. I think I showed you making this thing here, or maybe making this, I don't remember, but that's what it's for. So I have a little vise back here, but it looks like I'm gonna have to put a couple little shims in there, so that gets a little tighter. That's just a little bit too more wobble, but it works. It works pretty good. I tried it out. Now we'll show you. This is going to be a little sample of a lot of things that some have seen, some haven't seen. If you've seen it, might want to look at it again. If you haven't seen it, kind of a taste of what's here. Wife's mulching. That's the mulch that I make. This is the greenhouse. I use a lot of wood, and people ask me, how much wood you use, how much wood you use, how much wood you use. And the boiler heats that garage up there that's wide open. Also heats in here. In fact, you can hear the heat coming on in here right now. Guess the door's open. It's cooler here than you think. But here I do a lot of weighing of wood to see how long it takes to dry, and this is the wood. Now we're at 4.3, and it's still at the same weight it was then. You can see the scale. That's hickory, and it's weird how it'll not lose weight, then all of a sudden drop a lot of weight. Here's where I make kindling. That's slabs that I cut up off the sawmill, and that's a neat machine that you want to go back and see if you're new here. So that's a thing. We'll let the heater run. It's just dumping heat right now. It's really not that cold out here, but the boiler, you can see the boiler's running. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen a boiler too, if you're new here, because I have a lot of new people, and welcome. We'll kind of run at that. This kind of be a short, so I'm going to put this on after the sawing that some more of that saw on that log, but by the time you hear this, you'll know this was already on. There's about 5 cords of wood there. Here's what I'm doing, kind of wood as you go right now. There's a half a cord of wood. Here's the boiler setup. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, go back and find some of the old boiler things. It's running right now because I got a 250 degree stack temperature. Not running very hot. I got it. You can see I just put a couple little logs in there. So it's just, in fact, that's slab. That's boards that people didn't want right there. So, you know, people don't want to buy wood around here, so I'll just burn it. It doesn't make any difference to me. It was left over for something we made. That's it for that. That's something that's in. If you're interested in a boiler, you can go back and see a lot of the old videos on the boiler. That's been floating around for 10 years. Now we'll go down and show another thing that I actually just showed, I think in December. And the parts have come in. I got to work on it. Peach tree is starting to bloom. That one's the second peach. Apples are down at the other end. They don't have any blossoms on them at all yet. Groundhog showed up. He wasn't where I wanted to be. We'll turn this off so you don't have to listen to all that noise. Once again, if you're new here or old here, you probably haven't seen much of this Jeep. I picked it up and moved it away from the wall a bit. And what I'm going to do is take this watertight distributor out of it and put a electronic distributor in there. This is I got to take all this off to get in there and clean some of that up. I've got a York air conditioning compressor in there to make it juice. I have a 100 amp alternator out there. I stole the battery. The battery that was in this was stolen out of the red Jeep. Now the battery got stolen out of this and got put into that 253, 253 Detroit. So that's what that is. Got a Jeep. It's got the air pressure gauge come out of a 56 Perch fire truck. There's the dash. It's a 53, I think. Here's a 120 gallon tank, got about 100 gallons of waste oil in it. So it's I'm trying to kind of resurrect it, see if I can get it going. I did a video in the past on that. So ouch, just got a sliver. Look at that, man. Don't have two hands to get it out with. Had to use the old tooth method. So if you're new here, you can go back and see. I don't think I have but maybe 1 or 2 short videos on that. Empty wood racks everywhere. This is how I keep my wood dry. Put big plastic things over it. That's next year's wood. Here's that log that I pulled out of the woods with the bulldozer. That's a right good size chunk of wood. A lot of people I found aren't familiar with this newer sawmill. They see the one in the back, and this one here I've been working on for more years than I am old. But this is the sawmill, and it's coming along. Every time you take a foot forward, you take a couple steps backward. 30-foot carriage, can do a 40-foot log. This one's got 2 log turners on it, one right there and the other one up there. That one's more like marks up there, but it needs the teeth redone. I'm putting dogs together down here. I don't know. Don't even know where I'm at. It's been so long since I've been here. But I was working on the steps because everybody talks about how the other steps I climb over. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for, you know, maybe cut the railing off or whatever. That's in other videos. There's one blower for it. There's another blower in some videos. That's the engine. But what I got to do on this before I fire it up again is I got to take this transmission out. It needs a new rear main seal, guys. Can you see the pan of oil down there? It leaks like a sieve. Now, we put a new one on it when we put this whole thing together, but I guess it was defective, or we ripped it, or who knows what's going on. So there's a lot of sawmill here. It can there's, I think this might be a 16 foot deck here, and then there's another, I don't know, 10 foot deck. I don't know what they are. There's enough space in between, okay, so I can use that 544 over there that you didn't see or haven't seen in a long time, and it would probably start right up too. I try to keep everything running. Oh, I don't have the key with me, or I'd start it up. So that's what that is. Now we'll go back to the back, what I'm working on, and the reason we started with the coffin. It was tucked back in my barn. More wood. Nobody wants any wood around here. Guys, that's a big log there. It's probably 2 foot in diameter. It's gonna be firewood, oak. Empty crates everywhere. See all the empty crates? Now I keep track of how much wood I go through. I don't know where I'm at right now. I haven't totaled it up for last month yet. Here's all those logs that we were pulling out of the woods before we sawed that log. So we got all that over there. These were the big ones that we hauled out. That's the big one that got stuck in the tree, and that's the bottom lower part of it. You can see it's no good for lumber. There's probably only four cords of wood there. Anyhow, we're going back here, kind of show you around here some stuff that you've never seen. Oh, I had something over there I meant to show you, but I forgot. Sorry about that. Now I have to be in another one of these movies. I got to gather some wood up for a basket. We'll leave this here. We'll leave this here. Here's air compressor I'm working on. The motor's up at the back of the house. Here's one Jeep. I keep the hood open because the mice don't get underneath there is bad, but the squirrels are still tearing me up. I just noticed something I'll show you in a minute. This is 69 Jeep. It's supposedly original with 6,000 some miles on it, but it's got sitting time on it, and that's what the battery. I flip-flop batteries here. There's a old porcelain Jeep sign that's kind of neat. Looks like the bugs are kind of drilling in. They're drilling in something up there. Daggone bugs. This part here is wooden. This part here is wooden. But these letters are porcelain, and they came out of one of the oldest Jeep dealers here. It was in Rockville. Montrose Motors, nice place. Used to know the family, and that's where I used to get all the Jeep parts back. I guess I started in the 60s. Anyhow, that's what this is. We steal battery from one Jeep to another. Two of them in here. This one here's a 51. Now that the weather's breaking, I might get it out. Here's just parts and parts and parts. These up here are fire truck pumps. Okay, that's what they are. This is an induction gear. There's, I think, 3 different ones up here. This one's a Hale 2-stage one. That's nice one. There's another V6 motor up there, another transmission. Here's a sawmill, big pulley if you want to run electric. I have electric motors, they've been in the past. Here's a power receiver for the number 1 mill, but I don't really want that. These are the hydraulics to run the 1 log turner on the number 1 mill. Here's a, oh my goodness, that's a big, the starter box for a 100 horsepower motor. Let's see, now here's something you guys, I don't think anybody's ever seen this one, maybe a glimpse of it. This is a 70 Jeep, and I've had this since the 80s. It's got a blown motor in it, I know, but the transmission should be fine, and it's down in there. The floorboard needs a little work on it. Can you see my foot? The floorboard needs a little work on it. Now, it's just basically parts, but I'm hoping the transmission transfer case and all that stuff in the 2 rears will be good, because that'll give me excuse me, 10-inch brakes on the Jeep instead of the 9-inch brakes on the white one. And I'd also like to put a V6 in it, but who knows what I'm going to. Anyhow, that coffin was sitting right here, or it's soon to be coffin. It was just a wooden box, was sitting right there. So in order to get that, I had to take everything out. I got stacks and stacks and stacks and so much stuff sitting out. Now I got to put it in because rain's coming in tonight. Stacks of wood everywhere, and nobody wants to buy any wood, so there's stacks of wood there. That goes inside. There's my new blue chain. right here. And here, let's see, the one that I don't know, maybe the one, yeah, here's the other one that Bob sent me. I gotta order a hook for that. Now we're gonna come back here. That goes inside, this goes inside. This is a thing for that if you've seen in the past that I put the 4x4s in these three things, and that keeps them straight so I don't have to line them or anything when I'm making the wood racks, because I do a lot of wood rack making. Here's another stack of wood that's got to go in. I just don't have any more room for any more wood. Here's steam engine. Here's the log that we pulled over that tree with a winch, if you haven't seen that one. But here's what, I bet not too many people have seen this one. This is from like 5 years ago. This is a 471 that I got, I don't know how many years ago. And we fixed it up to take it to steam shows to run the sawmills. And we're going to start it up. It's been in there collecting dust for probably 5 years. You can see it's just dusty. Oh, I was going to show you how the squirrels, how they tear up things. This is a what they call a paper pulley. Feels a little loose, doesn't it? Can you see where the squirrels have ruined it? I don't know if you can. I can't quite see what's sometimes in the screen. The squirrels just ate this all up. No good anymore. They ate up some. They like eating lead too. Back there where my gas tank is, there's some lead up there that they got into. Here's the box that we made. We put this thing down together at Jeff's. Here's the thing that when you start it up, you just push it up, and we have a stop to set it at the RPMs that you want it. There's another fire pump. Made the gas tank for it. Put the alternator on it. I think it's an International grill on this thing. We'll start it up and let it hum for a little while. Because it needs its exercise. I like to start these. This thing hadn't been started in years. That's the battery I just bought. Just put it in there before I came down here. I hope it'll start. That goes in the red Jeep, but I'm going to steal it for the CJ3B that I'm working on too. So I have batteries floating back and forth. That thing was $171 now. You think things are getting crazy? So the gauges don't work all that well. Look at that. That is the best running Detroit I have. This doesn't work too well. That's it. Sounds good. Shaking, I don't think. It's actually turning real fast. RPMs has come in line. no smoke. Look at that thing. Just cleanest run in Detroit I think I've ever seen. It still slobbers a little bit. That fan's still in there running. That's kind of funny. Oh, we'll take you around. Here's something I don't think anybody's seen. I used to have a grapple truck, a big log pickup truck thing, and I never really. That's one of the, what do you call it, grapples to grab that. I need to resurrect that thing. Need to sell it. I just don't have the need for that anymore. But I gotta get this wood in before it rains. We're coming down to the wire. There's different, what do you call it, bobcat attachments. You got a trencher, a auger. There's the grapple over there. Here's one we made. Call it the pterodactyl. Can you see it? That thing raises up. And it's quite high. I'll walk over next to it. It's like a big engine hoist. So this is about, I'm guessing 10 foot high or 10 foot high to the top. I'll go stand it. I think this piston's got a 5-foot run on it. It was all made with leftover stuff. Bought the hoses. The cylinder I bought at an auction was brand new in a box. I paid $5 for it. Okay, then we got down here, we got a weld-on end down here, and that comes out another 6, 8, 10 feet. I don't know how far that comes out, but there's another bar that slides inside of that bar. Down here, that back plate cost me $200, so that's about what we got in it. I'll show you how big it is. Hello there. This is how big this thing is. So it's right good size. That's what I'm going to use to get the transmission out of the 671 Detroit on the other sawmill. So that's enough for that. I got kind of somebody to run the camera here for a few minutes. So she can kind of maybe see me trying to put this stuff in there just to finish out this movie so we have the length that everybody wants. I am going to try, make an attempt to start the Bobcat and get this load of wood in there as close to the pallet racking over there as I can get. So that's the next. And if you watch me crash, I crash a lot of stuff because I miss a lot of times. So that's my plan. We got to start the Bobcat up, so you could probably have to put your ears on. Probably be best to move this back because I run into a lot of stuff. So I gotta hide as much stuff that I want to run into. Hide behind a pile of wood. Gotta let it warm up a bit until the little glow plug thing goes out. Watch the paint dry. 29. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and this turned out to be a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. But we got one in there. We just got a bunch more stuff to put back in, so that's kind of what's going on. Thanks for stopping by. Send it to a friend. Bye-bye.